blow this scene. It ain't gonna end up, okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to CG Manga. How's everybody doing?
Very good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
great.
So it's pretty obvious we're going to be talking about Cowboy Bebop. So let's say hello to my friends on the panel. So we got Vinny.
Hey guys, how we doing?
We have a first timer on the show, DJD.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoy this fine show tonight. We'll try our best, but probably fuck up.
And we have the charming Scottman.
Hello, this is I. I'm here to partake in the Cowboy Bebop festivities, as it were. Hail.
And we have the mighty Beacon.
Hello, everyone.
And in the chat, we have Chuck Keysworth, Hail Chuck,
Hail
John
Chuck.
Wick Cook, Mugwai Centurion, Frogo is in there. So, hello, everyone. And tonight we're talking about one of our favorite anime ever. Am I right or am I right?
You are right.
Except Scotsman's that he still needs to discover the entire series.
I have this problem with certain
Wow.
anime where I start to watch them and somehow decades go by and I never get to finish them.
So
man.
I've been fixing that. The other day I made him watch finally after like 10 years Akira.
I think it was 11 attempts. This was attempt 11 that made it successful.
Yeah.
11 times the charm.
And what were your thoughts that you finally saw it?
I have no idea what fucking happened in that movie.
That's about right.
Tell about it.
Old
It's
kids.
real. I loved it. It was great, but I just don't know what the fucking movie's about.
That's the entire purpose of it. You need to rewatch it 10 times to actually get every little aspect of it. Then you think you got it. Then you realize that there's a manga that has 6 books and way more material.
Jesus.
I even have one of those.
And
I
you
never
know,
opened
if rewatching it several times doesn't work, a few controlled substances might,
You're right.
You're muted, buddy.
Can it be scotch?
So Vinny, when's your first experience with Cowboy Bebop? Because I know you're a huge fan of that series like I am.
Oh yeah, man. Oh shit. I think it was around the time of what was that? That's that hour, that anime hour. That was on like Cartoon Network. Geez, I'm having a brain fart. I said it during the interview. Say it again?
Tsunami?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah. I think it was during that, and then I basically I ran out and I got all of them. I had to get the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
I was hooked from the beginning because I'm always down for that kind of that film noir style, but they're bounty hunters in space, dude. I was like, yeah, I'm this series is for me. Thank you.
Yeah. And you,
that
DJD?
opening alone. Go ahead.
He's not answering, so you can continue.
Oh yeah, no, dude. But yeah, dude, I got hooked right away. I loved all the characters, how they brought them all together as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was quickly, but it was done really, really well. And then when I saw when Eduardo popped up, I'm like, okay, I thought they were gonna lose me. I'm like, this character seems so out of place, and then it actually just fit. The character fit beautifully in there. I'm like, okay, it complements.
And you can't imagine it without her anymore. Yeah.
Exactly. Dude, I mean, it's really amazing. And I love when they actually went into each character's kind of backstory a little bit. Like, it wasn't right away. It was always a little further in, right?
Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with the introduction. The introduction of the girl there. I forgot her name.
Faye?
Faye, thank you. Yeah. The introduction of Faye is done in a nice way, like a little competition. Then, and she's a bit of a dick.
Of course.
Who's your favorite character? I know, probably. Who's your favorite character?
I think it's got to be a tie between Ed and Spike.
Good. I'm
think
pretty
so.
much the same place.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, because come on, Ed is freaking awesome. I like the way that
Yes.
she
Ed's
talks like a TV.
Yeah.
And you, DJ.
Again, it's like exactly
Well-
the character I didn't think I would like, but I loved. Oh,
Mhm.
go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
started watching it on Toonami back when it first started, at least on English TV, and watched the whole goddamn thing as much as I could. My favorite character is Spike, and Spike Fane Ein, pretty much. The dog,
yeah.
yes.
Mhm. Yeah, I really like the
That was
chemistry
awesome.
between Jet and Spike. Like that's why I like Eduardo so much. Like she's so cool. But the thing is, the chemistry between Spike and Jet is awesome.
Oh yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, Jet reminds me of a
absolutely.
friend that acts very similar. He's Canadian, unfortunately. Not everybody can be perfect.
He was always like kind of like a straight man, but then he had those moments that were just fucking hilarious too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Me, dude, one of my favorite part is from the movie. Okay, dude, I saw like the way I found out about it was like I fell on the VHS like back then, right?
Mhm.
And it was the first, it's always for 4 episodes, right? Then trying to find the other fucking tape. But the thing is, the way I discovered it was watching episode 1, 2, 3, 4, then the movie.
Oh wow!
And that freaking intro of the movie in the corner store with the old lady.
Is that when he had,
You forgot one. It's
You take too
is
long
that
to
when
take a
Spike had the
shit.
poncho on?
the intro is.
It's been a minute since I've seen the movie.
It's when he enters the corner store that's getting robbed, and they take down the guys, and the other one comes out and goes, "You take too long to take a shit."
Oh yeah, that scene is perfect.
You said there was 3. No, I said 4.
Dude, that shit was so good.
No, the lines before that about stew mix. I screw people sometimes with those lines.
Oh, the writing was
Yeah.
awesome.
The
Yeah.
meat. The meat.
And it's
It was.
It's one of the only ones where the dub is well done. The
Yes.
actor, like the interview you had with your friend there, the actor that plays Jet,
With
dude,
both.
they were solid. Yeah,
Oh, hell yeah!
none of
The
them
whole
feel
crew's
like
amazing.
none of them feel like not properly cast. Like they're not reading the character. Everything's perfect. I love it.
Yep.
And
Yeah, me too, man. That's what he said. That, yeah, and he said that they're pretty much they're like a real family. They have like a special the family text thing, a group
Yeah.
text,
they actually
because
go
it's just all in contact. Yeah, it's awesome.
and they did the voice for the series, the movie, and then they do the video game that was never released.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I kind of found out. Like I remember hearing it a while back, and then I found out again when I was interviewing him. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Like what the fuck, man, dude, that thing would have broken so many records. I don't understand why they didn't do it.
I know.
So
and,
it's
and you Beacon.
what?
And you Beacon. How did you discover Cowboy Bebop? What do you think? And what's your favorite characters?
I discovered it on Adult Swim, like how they'd have the anime after all their shows, and yeah, I think probably Spike's my favorite. But yeah, it was a great series. I sort of like how it's just sort of like, it's set in this like futuristic setting, but it feels real. Like it feels like, it just feels believable. Like as like the relationships all believable and everything.
Yeah, the animation is on Mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should there be audio right now? Did you not show the audio?
No, I turned it off so we can talk while the trailer plays.
Ah, gotcha.
Which is great.
Well, even
That's the
Yeah, man.
seasoned pros with StreamYard forget to click the share audio link. So I was just asking.
If I wasn't so busy, with all this through the woods stuff, man, I would have pulled out all of these before my interview as well, and I would have gone way more into it. But I didn't want to upset him either. Be like, yeah, it's all about Jet Black and Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, dude, I made sure to ask a few questions to the Vinny because I like I told you behind it's my StreamYard cherry that's been lost today. Never used StreamYard before.
We popped it.
Yeah, you're
you
doing
know,
a good job for your first time.
me to be honest,
Yeah,
like
you are.
the thing that really like got me was the visual of the image, like the one image of the the series. Like when I saw that that VHS there, I just went like, oh, I just need this. I just want to see this. Like the
Box
Yeah.
art, you mean?
yeah, the box, like
Yeah, it's very nice.
like you see the team and there's something in it that you're like, I just want to see this.
Yeah, so stylized.
And it's
It works.
and I won't lie, it's also a bit of the inspiration that inspired Nat.
Cool, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, and what we're watching right now,
That's the thing.
Go.
And that's the thing, right? It's looking at all this stuff again. It kind of, I think, recharges and re-energizes us artists. Because it gets more like that kind of that childlike approach, but yet we have like that professionalism and all the stuff we know about artwork, that it kind of just has like a nice blend together, right? So it's like we can enjoy it like a kid, but still see like all the cool shit that went into it, perspectives, those specific shots that were done to capture a certain mood, or get a certain story element across properly.
When you know how many drawings a second it takes to be that fluid, like the movie, that's borderline between 24 to 42 frame seconds. They're not joking when they're doing anime.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I studied a little bit of animation, way when I was younger. Yeah, it's crazy what goes into all this.
Yeah.
I really recommend it. I really recommend everybody to watch this. That's Edward. She's awesome. you know, back when they could create really cool, badass character, male or female.
Exactly.
Badoosh.
Without any stupid agenda. That's why it worked. That's why it fucking worked so well.
Yeah.
You can just make good characters for the sake of it. People are going to have their strengths and their weaknesses. You don't have to push a certain fucking thing.
And not everybody's
How many times?
They don't always get along. Sometimes they argue. They have character flaws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the hero doesn't always win.
Nope.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a kiff thing. Sometimes he wins. Sometimes he doesn't.
Yep.
And sometimes he gets played by Faye. Sometimes.
Constantly played by Faye. That's how she does a lot of things.
Oh, but she's awesome.
I gotta find that. I gotta get out my box set.
It's in the closet in the box because I kind of just like burned it into my computer, so I can always have access to it.
Oh, nice.
Like I did the same with Trigon, which is another one of my favorites.
Beautiful.
Well, yeah, Cowboy Bebop. Did you guys what do you guys think about the they're supposed to be doing a movie or a series now for Netflix? I know they were talking for like a few years to do a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, which never happened.
Ooh. I feel like
he would have.
Yeah, I feel like they're always getting it wrong because I saw all the stuff that was going on with it. Like last I heard, they were going to have Ein be a husky. Ed was going to be transgender or something, and it's just and then like the only real choice for Spike is Keanu Reeves.
Well, he was Yeah, he was brought up for a number of years, and then it was before the John Wick franchise. But that was the last that I heard of it. But yeah, John Wick happened, he exploded, and then this whole thing just disappeared.
Yeah, but do we understand he would have been perfect?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been good. That made sense.
No, I don't remember the name of the actor, but it's one of those Asian American one. I'm just trying to remember his name. The guy that plays in Kumar or something like that, White Knight,
Yeah.
White Castle or something. I
Okay, yeah.
So I'm like,
Right.
dude,
Oh, he was
Yeah,
cast.
you're supposed to be Spike, and I'm like, doesn't work.
At all.
Like, you get a clown to play Spike, doesn't
Yeah,
work.
feel, look, no. Plus, I don't know if he could pull off the fight scenes. Wouldn't look right.
Yeah, because there's a lot of freaking cool fight scenes, and trust me, the animation of them are cool because the kicks are real, the weight transfer, they actually apply everything.
Oh yeah. Well, look at the movie. I mean, there was a lot of like Bruce Lee type styles that we put in there.
Yeah, he's actually yeah, dude. Not just that, he actually does the flick his nose thing with the thumb. I'm like,
That was one of the reasons why I love the character so much too, right? It was that whole nod to Bruce Lee.
yeah, and how cocky he is, how he likes to provoke people.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's accurate to Bruce Lee. He reads some things after the fact. Yeah.
So, how many times did you watch it so far?
A lot. I mean, I own the dang thing, so yeah, I'd say a lot of times. Definitely over 20 times, I'd say. Easy.
Okay, time to catch up to the chat. Frogo says he owns the series. Chuck said he watched it on Adult Swim. Mugwire's like, and the soundtrack. Yeah, the soundtrack is awesome.
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, the entire soundtrack's in my work playlist.
Beautiful.
There you go. I had the same thoughts about Mirio Togata in the MHA. Hated him at first, then after that big arc, I was like, holy shit, dude, legit. Might be my next stream here. Oh, no. So you have Blanca Elena that's joining us. Hello, everyone. Hello. Tatsunami.
Hello.
We have Zayd Comics. Hey, Phil. How's it going?
Ew.
Phil.
We have Chris. Chris Evans in the house with Edward Marlis. So, hello, brothers.
Ew.
Nice.
Welcome to
Cool.
CJ Manga.
Great people.
Mm-hmm.
So, in any way, like I just said it, visually, the animation, what inspires you out of those type of anime and what you do every day, Vinny?
Oh, dude. Like I was saying before, man, it's those dramatic shots. It's catching like that kind of the right mood to set a scene. Something that needs to be more impactful or whatever. I mean, if you think along those lines of like some of your favorite animes and stuff, I think that's like definitely something that's the top of the list because they never played anything over the top. Like Scotsman was saying earlier, it has like a very realistic approach to it. How they did this series, it's believable, and like that's why even it's set far into the future as well. And I mean, some of the shit that's happened, but it plays out like it just happened the other day, pretty much, right?
Yeah, it feels it feels like it's just one of those good day, bad days type of thing.
Yeah, it's great.
It's not over the top. It feels like like they're real. I think it's kind of hard to say. It's like, yeah, it's not.
But I like to, that they kept like the past of these characters too, kind of like mysterious at certain points and parts, right? Like even like what ultimately happens with Spike, and they peppered that throughout the series. With that character that he kept encountering, and then towards the end, you see how it kind of unfolds.
Dude, I'm sorry, but I love the intro. Like, I'm sorry, the intro of the first
Oh.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it makes you feel so freaking weird. Then from that you see Spike with the rose drops it in the water and then just starts killing a whole bunch of people. You're like, what the fuck's going
Oh,
on?
yeah.
Da, 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 da. You're like, what? And then you start from nowhere and you're wondering what the hell just happened. But you understand from the get go that there's something heavy with Spike.
Oh, yeah.
You understand him right from the get go.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought
But
that
how
was important. That was like powerful storytelling. And
Oh yeah, and then how they milked it throughout the series. Like you weren't seeing all of it unfold. It was like little tiny pieces at a time.
mm-hmm. And we're gonna try and stay away from spoilers because we know that there's a lot of people that don't know it and they deserve to discover
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's why I'm trying not to say too. I'm stopping myself.
Mm-hmm. And another hint that a lot of people don't know, it's you can watch the movie pretty much anytime because I think it's in between the season. It's not after the series or before. It's technically right smack in the middle anywhere. It's like one day in between the middle of the episodes.
Right. Which is good too, because you can kind of see it between. Like if you watch it enough times, you could probably pinpoint exactly where it would have been,
Mm-hmm.
the actual movie.
Yeah.
Because you could tell between how like Faye acts and responds towards Spike. That's like one of the dead giveaways as well.
Well, that speaks good because that shows clear character arcs. If you can pinpoint a side story exactly where it falls in an episodic thing, that means you can clearly see their growth as characters.
Oh yeah, that's some master storytelling right there.
Yeah, and dude, to me, people that know Cowboy Bebop, they love it to the core.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I watched the 2-3 episodes. I'm like, yeah, but you have to get past the 5th because that's when you actually get. It's like set up. One day you get to know all the characters without backstory within 5 episodes, and when you hit the 5th episode, they're a team.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
It's like they're a bit dysfunctional, but they'll die for each other.
Oh yeah.
How many episodes were there again? I can't remember.
26. 26, I think. Let me go see in my file.
I think it's 28.
Nice.
No, 26. You're right.
26
So
in the movie.
we could say 27 with the movie because it's just a long episode.
Yeah, but a damn good one.
Yeah, and the animation, dude. You think when people watch this series, you think the animation's good? They went even better with the movie.
Yep.
Oh no, it is 28 if you do it that way because there's a violent synopsis episode they called Mishmash Blues or something. Yeah, Mishmash Blues. It's called the episode. Due to the violence portrayed in the series and the violence occurring at that time in Japan, the series was briefly canceled and Mishmash Blues was created. The characters provide a philosophical commentary, and it ends with the words, "This is not the end. You will see the real Cowboy Bebop someday." Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So that means that we need to find 2 more episodes.
Yeah, apparently.
Guys, I think we know what I'm going to be doing tonight.
The Lost Bebop episodes.
Oh man, I would have asked Bo that.
Right?
Son of a bitch.
Get him those DMs. Slide in his DMs.
Well, he's willing to come back. He said so.
Nice.
Do you have those 2 episodes? Because we're a bunch of fans here trying to find them.
Yeah.
Because all I have is 26 episodes. The last one is the real folk blues part 2.
Yeah, that's how it ends. So you should watch it. The other thing is its own little weird thing. So it's 27 total, technically, when you include that one.
So one episode.
Yeah, 1 episode is what you gotta find.
So I'm guessing they probably just put it there because they wanted to tease for the movie. That never happened.
That too. That's my guess. Let me see. Yeah, that looks right.
Hold on. Let me see if I can pull out a fight scene. Cowboy Bebop. Fight scene and the intro of the movie is worth watching too.
So it was
Yes.
just because of the violence.
Very
and what was
good
going
intro.
on.
Mm-hmm.
That was happening in Japan at the time. Guessing Yakuza maybe upset about stuff or something similar.
Damn. So it was a damn good episode. It was too good.
There you
Well,
go.
them talking about
Uh,
philosophy is pretty cool. Yeah.
There you go,
Yeah.
people. When we're saying that the intro of the movie is awesome and the music, there you go.
You know you're on a stream with a bunch of artsbergs when you can hear a stylus scribbling on a tablet behind.
Oh, sorry. Was I too loud? Oh, actually, I'm drawing on the inside of the book. I'm doing a drawing for one of the backers of Through the Woods.
One of the best anime movie intros. Can you guys hear the sound?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look how fluid that is. I'm always impressed.
No one owes you, no one's to blame.
Probably 24 frames.
Genes on DNA.
Oh, dude, they went far. Like they, from what I saw, they went to as far to 42 frames for certain movements.
Wow.
Oh,
Because it's very fluid, dude. Like especially that guy.
So what you gonna do?
Little buckaroo.
Yeah, you gotta do. Happy
this soundtrack was so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
This just feels so 90s. It's great.
Yeah, he has that
Yeah.
noir vibe. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely worked with the film.
Dude, what a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm. And one of the fight scenes that the
It was
Mr. was
underrated
talking
for a
about.
long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's just go a bit forward.
How would they do his hair? If they do a live fucking they're so gonna screw it up.
Tell me what you're doing here.
Let's flip a coin. Heads I tell you, tails we go out on a date.
Do we understand that level of fluidity?
Got some pretty classy.
Yeah, dude.
Corporate.
That's another level.
But you know, the shorter your life will be.
I love the kind of woman that can kick my ass.
A lot of what I notice when I'm watching anime is when I'm like, now that I'm a colorist and everything, I've been studying this stuff. Is just like shading, highlights, and all that. Like the characters don't have many highlights on them really. Just spots in the hair.
It's simplistic, but
It's the basic color plus a shadow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You usually have flat tone, core shadow, and then maybe a secondary light source.
Yeah, and like
Every now and then you'll get a specular highlight, but it's very rare.
yeah. And then like on metal stuff, you get like you do get a lot of highlights, like the back of that truck there.
really like how the bullets are hitting, man. It's all like one color, but it works.
Oh yeah.
There's another one.
Beautiful stuff, man.
Oh, there you go. That's the other intro. The one I was telling you about.
Think
The
about
beginning
it,
of the movie.
sweetheart.
Yeah, that whole sequence is
You
amazing.
know what the world is like? It's like a boiling pot with a
Oh
solid.
yeah, this part.
Nothing in it stands out. It's all the same. One big, pulpy, sloshy puddle of goop. Yet there is something that's special. You see? That one ingredient that makes it a stew. And do you know what that is?
The meat?
That's what everyone said. The meat. But that same meat could be used for anything. Curry, goulash. Same ingredient.
Where's Duck Salad?
It's the stew mix that makes it a stew.
Stew mixes out.
Welcome,
There you are.
Preston.
Hey, buddy.
Hail,
Welcome, brother.
Hey,
We're studying Cowboy Bebop or what?
Yeah, we're showing the intro of the movie now.
All right.
Yeah. Are you a big fan?
I disconnected the
I
sound. See, I know your
I
security.
like the animation, but I never was able to keep up with the series. You know what I'm saying?
Rangy,
Like,
just get the
Oh, dude, you gotta go back and watch them.
That's your security company. I used to work for those guys not long ago.
like I was into Big O for a
They
little
laid me
while.
off when they
And,
restructured, so now
It's
I'm
kind
a
of the same type of animation style.
Well then, laugh.
yeah, the Big O had a bit like it felt a bit more Bruce Timm, I think. Yeah, Big O was like same shading style and everything.
Oh no, definitely, yeah, they were definitely trying to do
Hey,
giant
take a
robot
buddy,
Batman
close.
with that.
Go somewhere
Oh, yeah.
else. Hey,
Outrush Star was amazing too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now you're gonna put some woolongs on this.
Yeah, I made Beacon watch it the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
It was good.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
you.
But you know, one thing, people, we may pit like Outlaw Star didn't win, but it's gonna come back.
Good.
Yo,
It
headphones.
needs
boy.
to.
Take them off.
Yeah.
Hey.
How much is this?
Boom. Dude, the animation is so
That was a
nice.
great spinning kick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Spike.
Put my donut on their tab, would you?
Huh?
Don't move.
Excuse me, Jet.
What?
You said 3, not 4.
Throw down your guns now! Disinformation is sometimes required for enemies and allies.
Don't pull that art of war crap on me.
Drop 'em!
And you take too long to take a shit.
I am going to kill this old lady if you don't put down your guns! Don't you get it? I'm gonna splatter Grandma!
Well, that's a real shame. But we're not cops, and we're not
I love the
a
perspective.
charity organization.
Mhm.
Sorry, lady, but we don't protect or serve.
That's
This
what
is
they
strictly
go out of
business.
their way to make it look like
Guess
an
you'll just
actual
have to chalk
movie,
it up to bad
like
luck.
it's filmed.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I know you didn't mean that, Spike.
Like they don't push it. They don't over exaggerate. They try to make it look like it's a movie.
Honestly, it's kind of like a comic page. Like it's not just the standard talking heads. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like there's
Yeah.
always something else going on in the
You're a
background.
cowboy. What did he mean? What are you?
Just a humble bounty hunter, man.
That was such a great opening.
Yeah, it's a hell of a sequence.
Yeah.
So you Preston, you've watched the series, but you didn't get it.
What's that?
You liked
he
it,
didn't
but
see
you didn't
all
get
of
the
these.
story.
The story?
You didn't
What?
see all of it.
No, I never like when it used to come on Adult Swim. Like I would catch it every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was a while back.
Yeah, it's one of those series that lead just one episode out of sequence can be kind of like harsh. Yeah.
I like Vampire Hunter D though. That's
Oh, dude, that's fucking awesome.
I'm picking up you.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
picking
it a
up
little bit.
I like.
Content
I
though.
really
Just a little bit. I don't know why.
Like I like them too, but my favorite vampire so far in manga was Alucard in Hellsing.
Oh,
Ultimate.
it was good. Yeah, that was badass, dude.
Yeah.
Preston, you're staying on course because from what I hear about you and Vinny, you like to hunt the D. Is that right?
I said, Preston, you gotta stay away from.
I better watch out.
You and Vinny did that one time, right?
Yeah, just once. Vinny was hunting a D, and I was helping him.
No,
is that what we call a bro kid?
No, he's the catcher. He keeps forgetting that. I'm the pitcher.
Too late, Vinny. Too late. You should have came out with that one.
I did. I said that on a work campaign weeks ago.
In fact, it's
you're
not.
right. Yeah, you're right.
Running for a year.
That's right. You should out again.
It's D Hunter Vinny is what it is.
D Hunter.
The D Hunter Vinny.
I thought it was D Hunter D. You know,
Boner Hunter.
Dude, I had to go up the stream. I can't see it. When you and Micah were going, that's like, dude, you need to back down. If I'm not there, you can't do that. If I'm there, so I can speak as well.
That's where the fun begins, right? Because I know it's getting under your skin.
That's when I hit the refund button on all your projects.
This motherfucker. He's like, I'll refund now.
I'm doing it right now.
Motherfucker.
So we're talking about Doc Salem. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
D Salem.
Refunded.
Ben, now I'm pulling out your campaigns at the same time. Just might as well give it a little go at your intros. So since I can do that, let's do it right now. So let's do with Doc Salem right now.
I'm gonna do a Doc Salem intro.
Yep.
All right, sweet. You know the story. A mad genius, an unholy creation. The world, of course, remembers the monster, not the man. But sometimes, when you look closely, there's more to a tale. Sometimes the monster is the man. This is the story of Dr. Salem, Monster Hunter. Dr. Victor Frankenstein endures life-threatening wounds inflicted by his very own creation. His trusty assistant Igor injects him with the elixir of life, which puts him in a state of suspended animation. When he finally awakens, many years have passed and times have changed. The world that he knew is long gone and the tables have turned. Now monsters have emerged from the shadows and taken over. Victor Frankenstein finds that he is a wanted man due to the devastation his creation had wrought. To make amends for his transgressions, Victor assumes the guise of Dr. Salem and hunts down rogue monsters. This new and exciting series, created by artist and writer Preston Acevedo, is a 52-page graphic novel that combines Lovecraftian horror with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein to give you a fresh new look into the world of classic monsters. So join the Doc Salem army and help Doc Salem bring peace and balance to the world, one monster at a time. Thank you for your support.
So yeah, go back that book because it just got 2 refunds. You need to back.
Damn.
Yeah, it looks like he needs a
Fucking
little money
Vinny.
there. Yeah.
No, you do not fuck Vinny. Stop it, Preston.
He
No.
doesn't
We
stop
love you,
trying.
you bastard.
Please. No.
You have to. You know what? We were doing a stream. Like one of the first streams I did, where I was doing like some crazy shit, promoting CG and all kinds of shit like that. Like I had chicks mud wrestling in the background, and YouTube took down my channel. Well, the video. Then I told him, I said, well, this is all the shit y'all run regularly. Like I took this off of your channel, so they put it back, right? So the other night I was doing I was pulling up like these crazy ass fucking sex toys. Like they had one was a severed foot with a vagina in it. Craziest thing ever, dude. It was nuts.
That's
because
disgusting.
Did that come from you?
I know, right? But it made Chris super uncomfortable. Chris is my co-host. And then I was pulling up like they have these sex dolls where they're pregnant.
No.
It's crazy, dude.
Wow.
So then I put on
No judgment.
I put on chicks doing aerobics, and they take the video down. So I negotiated with them again. I was like, "Come on, dude." I was like, "This is still shit that y'all are showing on your channel, the fucking YouTube." So they put it back up, except like the last one, they put it up with an 18 and over rating. This one, no 18 and over rating.
I was gonna say, like, one of the reasons why I love doing those type of shows is, like, I was looking at your video right now, and I was thinking about Xenotype, Seven Legions, and Through the Woods, and I'm looking at them, and that just went through my mind. I'm like, dude, this is why it's important to do those type of shows and share our passion about manga and movies and stuff, because you can see the influence in it. This is what makes our project special, because everything can look like a possible movie.
Yeah.
An anime, like, you can see like the influence. That's why it's not just like a regular superhero book, you could say. Marvel, DC.
Anime had a big influence as far as the movement of the characters, and the monsters that I create. Yeah. Because anime is more free flowing than American animation and American comics. They don't really. They kind of threw out the rule book and wrote their own. And that's one thing I loved about animation when I was introduced anime when I was introduced to it. Well, the first anime I was ever introduced to was like Ninja Scroll. And I was like, holy shit, dude. I was like, and after
we covered that one.
Yeah.
It's like another thing. It's like even the creators of Image, like Jim Lee, all the founders of Image, in one interview, people were asking, what gives you your edge? And they were all saying the same thing. They got influenced by the Orient, by anime and manga. And you can see it. Even Rob Liefeld.
Oh, definitely Rob Liefeld. Yeah. I mean, not his style so much, but his perspectives.
Yeah. The way that he would put the action, the line.
Yeah, the movement.
The way he'd choreograph fight scenes and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely.
The only difference is the anime artists always draw the feet and stuff.
My character designs are definitely influenced by Liefeld because he got old pouches.
So
more pouches.
Let's check out the Through the Woods.
What else failed?
Go.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, you can talk. I'll just pose it.
Yeah, no problem. No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying too. I mean, I'm glad you brought it up before too. That's the thing. As much as we break balls and stuff, I mean, like what we're doing, like even these little showcases in between what we're doing, hanging out, having fun. I'm a huge supporter in that. Preston knows that. I couldn't count the number of times that I brought up like your campaigns and stuff during my streams.
Oh, dude, I'll bring up everybody's campaign. Whenever if I get an opportunity to speak on anybody's show, you can bet your ass I'm going to throw a bunch of campaigns out there along with mine.
Oh yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Because even when I have my guests, that's what I do. I'll grab just a bunch of fucking cool people, or ones who just need more eyes on their campaigns. Like Brian Kriskow, he's a perfect example. I don't think enough people are looking at Six Gun Gorilla, and they should. So like I'll do that. I don't care who's really sitting on panel. If I got an opportunity or a reminder somewhere, or if I see them in the chat, I usually do that. And I think it's very important because we're all doing this stuff together. We get influenced by manga, anime, other creators, or other projects. Like someone was saying, you could see it. You could see it throughout all this stuff. Yeah. The style that I put into this, you could see it's almost like, they're nicely painted, but I also try to put like a really slick look to it. That's why I prefer doing gloss.
I think I know. Remember when I told you your coloring has something like specific? I think it's because it reminds me of those. Remember when you have those classic mangas and the first pages were colored? It looked awesome with the line work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's what your colors remind me. I just like looked at it and I'm like, you're right. It reminds me of those sharp colors that you would get for those 2-3 page. Remember Ghost in the Shell? The original release.
Oh yeah.
That was very nice. Right, Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what the approach was. Is what if I did like every one of my pages was like a cover, was like slick like that looked that good. I mean, one of my favorite artists, that Italian one, he's heavily influenced through manga and anime. Marini, Enrico Marini, and his books, his books are like that. You know, the Scorpion, Raptors, all that stuff.
Yeah, I like I like that your lighting. You know, you say
Thanks, man.
That's one thing I can say. Like you can take. I'm not saying that your art's bad. I'm just saying like you can take like a normal average pose and put the right lighting on it, and it'll pop. You know what I'm saying? But you can take a fantastic drawing and put the wrong lighting on it, and it'll kill it. You know?
Oh yeah.
And the magic is like his art has no details, but the colors detail everything.
Well, yeah, but
Winnie, there is a ton of line work in there. No, hold on. Here's the thing.
I know. I saw your work. Yeah, I know. Go.
No, Vinny. He's a painter too, so I don't think he actually does detailed drawings, right, Vinny? I mean, you do a rough sketch and start painting. Is that about right?
Nope.
I've seen him work. He actually does pencils.
No, I mean when he's running through the regular work. I'm not talking about what he does on streams or anything like that. I'm talking about when he's doing panels. Yeah.
No. When I'm doing panels, I'll do very detailed drawings. Really? The thing is, when I paint, I'll put even more detail in there. You know, I paint almost all my line work. I'm fucking crazy the way I do stuff.
No, because I know a lot of people like when they like if they're doing everything, like they'll make up for the lack of detail in the sketch with color, or they'll make it up with like inks or something like that. You see what I'm saying?
Here's the thing: a lot of people are going to see it when they get these books, because I have like some of the layouts in there, and I have some where you could see a mix, right? You'll see a mix of, because with Through the Woods, I did it differently than my other projects, where some of it was kind of like just like the layouts, some were detailed drawings, but I would put them in the computer and then I would paint and draw on them. Well, I mean, not paint them. I would draw even more or put like shadowing. I would break down kind of what I was gonna do.
Back Through the Woods.
Couldn't resist.
On Indiegogo.
Now, don't you have a stretch goal once you hit 32,000? Like, isn't the stretch goal like every book comes with a pubic hair?
I just hit my stretch goal.
Preston's pubic hair. Preston's pubic hair comes with every. No, my stretch goals are done because the books are all printed, and like I said, fulfillment has started. So, no more stretch goals. Sorry, guys.
So
that's awesome.
We have another.
We had one. Well, hold on. We had one that was going to be at 50K. We were going to get a naked bookmark. That was one that my brother said, and that Sim turned from the bookmark into a cover.
I was having fun, and I was honest about it that I was poking, but I was like, yeah, we should make it a back cover, like a back cover, bare back cover. And he's like, dude, stop it. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a bookmark.
Next campaign.
I was like, bring it to 50K and he'll do a back cover.
Dude, man. You said it like on the last day. I'm like, hey, if we do it, yeah, I'm going to do that.
If we do 50K, sexy back cover.
Oh, shit.
I want my baby back book.
Hell yeah.
This reminds me so much of Guyver, dude. I was such a huge fan of Guyver. Yeah,
it is a big inspiration. He says it himself.
Yeah, Guyver influence for sure.
It's technically what if Spider-Man was Guyver? Am I right, Scott?
I mean,
I don't think there's no comparison to Guyver. Like Spider-Man doesn't compare to Guyver.
Well, it's Spider-Man in the fact that it's a boy who gains powers. You know what I mean, through just discovering them. I mean, Spider-Man got bit by a spider. Felix actually, he has to awaken this power in him to survive because he's about to be fucking nuked. So evolve or die, brother. That's what the title is there.
Oh yeah.
And what's this? Seven
That's-
Legions.
Yeah. Seven
Seven
Legions.
Legion kid.
Does that belong to somebody in here?
That is, I think that's mine.
Is that the right one with your soundtrack?
That's not my theme song. I don't have it on my campaign yet, but it is a pretty cool song, and it's royalty free, so no worries.
I don't care. I'm not monetized.
Okay.
So that was the soundtrack right here. Then boom. Your
No,
original soundtrack.
that's the same one now.
You
yeah,
sent me the same one.
yeah. But so yeah, we're trucking along with the art. All the line art is done. The colors on issue 2 are done, and now I'm starting to finally get around to recoloring issue 1, which you look at the pages for issue 1 on the campaign, and the colors are kind of rough. But yeah, I've learned a lot since I did the colors on issue 1, so I'm going back through and I'm going to do a better job. And in fact, I can actually probably share one of these pages real quick.
You're gonna make me do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where the hell are you? Beacon. Boom.
Yeah, so here's one of the pages I'm recoloring. You'll see it on the campaign page, the old version. But yeah, this is the new version here. Zoom in.
That's badass.
Yeah, zoom a little bit on.
That.
Yeah.
I
Just
like the cell shade, like the anime type of cell shade coloring. I think that's badass.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah, it
character
works.
designs too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's for issue 1, right?
Yep. This is my new colors on Henry Ponciano's old art. I actually got a page queued up from issue 2 that shows Henry's new art, which is a fantastic leap forward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we both improved a lot, and I am looking forward to moving the series forward in future campaigns with him and with Pablo Romero, because the art each issue swaps between 2 styles, separating the dream from the waking world, and yeah, it's telling an epic story.
One's more Eastern and one's more manga, right?
Yeah, one's a Henry, the Pablo style. He's going to be doing manga style, and Henry, he does like Western comic style, and yeah, it's come together pretty well, and yeah, we're all I got left to do is recolor issue 1, and then I'll start. First I'll get out digital copies so that until I get the print copies out, and then hopefully I'll be done fulfilling by July.
And you promised me that when you're done with coloring issue 1 and you got better, you're not going to start recoloring issue 2, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to recolor issue 2. My issue 2 colors aren't as painful as issue 1.
You're not going to fall into that pattern, right?
Yeah, no. But yeah, when I saw issue 1's colors and I look back at what I can do now, I was like, I can't leave it like this.
Yeah, sometimes changes have to be made,
Oh yeah.
You could just Preston, didn't you do that too? Right? You did it in one of your projects. You ended up recoloring or changing?
Pre-coloring? I don't.
Recoloring. Redoing the colors. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that to Salem because everybody had a huge problem with the anime style of coloring that I used. I liked it, but there's a bunch of people in the community that were like, "That's not a good look." So I was like, "All right." So I got the colors from my first book, Road Trip, to go ahead and do the colors on Doc Salem. And I have to admit, but I always like Brian's work too. So he uses a lot of textures and things like that, and it does look better, I have to admit. But I don't know. There's something about that animation style of coloring, that just it's fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it might be just for like, yeah, there's a certain type of project that it's going to work better on rather than some others. That's because I didn't see a big problem with it either, to be honest. But like for what you did put up on these, I think it works better for Doc Salem how your new color. Well,
I think it's just my style because my style is super detailed, you know, and I think that cell shade coloring, I think less is more when you do cell shade. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the less detail in the art, the better it's going to come out. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's there's a few artists I've colored. You know, Henry, I look at his style and it's like that definitely requires more like a painterly style, or like, you know, with textures and everything. I look at look at Sim's style because he did the bookmark for that came with our campaign, and what hit me immediately was just doing cell shading, and it looks awesome.
Mm-hmm. They sold me like when they showed me like tune shading on my art, and I'm like, oh, I am changing my entire approach to colors right now.
Just finding the right coloring style to match the line work. You know,
right?
Just sometimes takes a little.
Plus, also I like colors that know how to use ambient light, you know, in their work because it pops the characters out. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot of colors. I don't know if they're just new or they don't know how to light the art correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a weird thing right now. Like Micah's artist for 3 Nights. Like I feel bad because I'm riding his ass. You know, like no. No. I'm going in, I'm like, no, you got to do it this way. So I do a quick, you know, mock up and send it back to him. And I know he's getting pissed off, but you know, fucking.
Well, the biggest tip I can give any colorist too, for me, just personally, is learn what inks mean. Study inks, study line art.
Yeah.
Because the key to all lighting, if the inker's done his job properly and the artist and the penciler used consistent light sources in their rendering, you can find where the light comes from by using 2 things. Look at what's in the scene. Is it outside, inside? Is there a light on in the room? Is there a car with its headlights out? Is there a TV blaring in somebody's face? Yeah, those are some light sources. But the rendering, the hatches, the cross hatching tells you everything. That's where the light source is at. Follow the inks. They are the Rosetta Stone to light source.
You're absolutely right. Like study the panel. You know, if there's a television window and it's supposed to be daytime, that's a potential light source. Use it.
Right.
And I think that's why a lot of colors, and the only reason I know all of these rules is because I paint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of colors think they could just lay down flat colors and do some shading and they're done. Whereas highlights are maybe the most important part of filling out the artwork. Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen, Sim. I got some example when I'm talking about.
Oh, God, he's going to brag.
No. I'm not bragging. I'm bragging.
Yeah.
So let's look at Odie's line art here first.
I like your colors. Your colors are really good. Yeah.
Brother.
Does Odie put in the shadows or do you do that? Like
screen tone?
Gray tones. Yeah.
So if you look at kind of
green tones. All right.
Oh, that's a whole challenge. So look at the page in entirety.
Yeah,
there's a lot of ink on there, right? So just dissecting this panel here, it's outside, it's raining. This entire sequence, it's been raining. So in order to convey rain, I wanted a lot of reflected light, a lot of cool tones, but at the same time, this kid's covered in blood. All of these things are wounds. He's just gotten into a fight with this dude right here. These claws, sharp as fuck.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm trying to convey is a lot of reflected light, and there's a lot of blood. So put in the flat colors. I use this heavy tone so that I can color dodge it with an overlay to screen.
Do you
back
flat yourself, or do you have somebody flat for you?
I flatted about two-thirds of the pages that I've colored so far. I flatted, and we hired Captain Fuckhead to do some flats.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So we add in the overlays, and then the skin tone, the skin renderings. So this color dodging pushes the screen tone back and pushes the characters forward. And so I use a lot of over ink effects layers. These are all just painting on masks to do the blood and to do the overlays. But the reflected light.
This is why I refuse to color.
Oh, that guy,
Because
Scott
fuck
knows his
that.
color. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
Like,
sir.
are you guys, because y'all are using like actual gradients, like, are you guys concerned about moire patterns
I
or
am
anything
very
like that?
concerned about moire pattern. I've mentioned it to Odie and I've mentioned it to Liam.
Because it's not necessarily like, the thing is the grain of the paper can cause a moire pattern. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not necessarily moire. I mean, tone going on top of tone. Anything can cause a moire pattern. Yeah.
Right. Because color halftones are fickle. And it all happens when it's scaled. When it's at full size, you won't necessarily notice it. When you scale it down for comic book page size, that's when a lot of mores will show up.
I see a moire pattern now. As the screen's going in and out.
Oh yeah, well, this is digital. As I change
Yeah.
frequencies, you'll see it come and go.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, anything can cause a moire. I think, like, Zach had a big problem with a moire pattern on his job. You know, and he had to get it all turned into an actual color, like a gray color.
Well, my renders are full renders, so if at some time, if when we're finishing the book, if we notice that, they can strip all this screen tone out, and my colors are fully rendered. I mean, if you look at this without the rendering, is I'm flat and completely, so there's color edge to edge, and all the rendering is there. So without the screen tone, it will still be good.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about reflected light here. So this character's body is fully in shadow because the light source is bouncing from behind, as you can see the reflections here. Adding in this subtle detail of this gem glowing onto the muscles.
I like that.
And the reflected light that's coming from behind the camera lens into your, or behind the character into your eye, causes this highlight right here. But to your point too, not just putting flat colors and shade, but actually reflecting light. That is something that that's when you bring your colors to the next level, I guess you could say.
I'll be straight with you. Like, on my paintings, everybody's always commenting like, your lighting is so goddamn good and all kinds of shit like that. Dude, I studied lighting and I couldn't figure it out. Like, light and shade. And I studied it and finally I was like, fucking, I'm a guess.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. There are some people that they can't explain it. They could just do without explaining it, because they know from life.
Dude, they had a guy.
That's the magic of learning the basic. Right? It's the first lesson in art is learn to master everything. Yeah, you've learned everything. Yeah, you mastered it. Yeah, now forget it and just wing it.
Exactly, absolutely. Because they had a guy in a Wizard article where he was showing arrows on how you should light stuff, because it's going to reflect off the toaster, it's going to hit the guy, and it's going to come. I was like, fuck that, dude. There's no way I'm planning every page out and I have to draw arrows where the light's going to bounce off.
light is a number, right? It's a numerical value, right? Because light is a frequency, light is math. So there is a logical there's a logical understanding as to what light is going to do in every situation. There isn't guesswork. It's logic. It's logical. So once you figure out what hue, what tone, and how much value is in each of the surfaces, you can logically make a case. Like I say all the time when I'm doing my coloring streams, I'll say, I can make a case for a reflection there. I can logically say that light would hit that. That light's not going to hit that. This will be cooler here because this is over there. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
another thing too is Google lighting sources on artist reference lighting sources.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll use that as a model, like if I'm doing a painting of, two guys going at it, fighting, not sex.
Well, thank God you said fighting.
Good save.
Yeah.
And so
I thought I was going to
want
mention you again, Vinny.
One dude to be lit from behind. Me and Vinny did that once. Just once.
Yeah, but it seems like you're trying to do it again.
Yeah, like I have one lit from behind and the other one being lit from the front and all this kind of crazy shit. Like, definitely do a Google search on that, because you can always use that as a model, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like using photo reference and lighting reference and all that kind of stuff.
There's a free program, or not a free. It's a cheap program. It's called it's for iOS, but it basically, you can grab a figure either a head, a bust, a hand, or whatever, and add light sources to it. And well, there's that too.
You guys are cheaters.
These things.
Cheaters.
Work, dude.
Cheaters.
He's like, flashlight and my little figurine. Damn. Light source.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? She's flexing on you right now.
What's that, dude?
Okay, how do I lock on you guys? Let me try this.
That kind of shit. Yeah.
Oh, you got it. You click onto the window.
Okay, this
On
this
their
app
window?
right here is called Handy. Okay,
Okay, got it.
Handy.
There you go.
Look how dirty my screen is. So you can
It's Vaseline. It's Vaseline all over the screen.
you can pick what object or what thing you want to light. Left hand, right hand, male hand, female. Pick the pose and then rotate. Get it whatever angle you want. Add more light sources to it, and use it as reference. So
What the hell is that?
it's called
I can't
Handy.
do that. It takes too much time to go ahead and do that kind of shit, dude.
Well, I mean,
I'm
no-
moving through a page. I'm just.
I would
looking,
say,
you
I would
know.
say, if you're struggling ever to go, man, I just can't get this light source just right. This will get you there. You know what I mean?
All right.
So,
I got
Okay, show us your figurine again, Scott.
the fuck you talking about?
Okay, interesting. Now let's go back to hey, Preston.
Go. Okay.
Hey, I had to figure out how to lock on you guys.
Oh, which one? You want that one or?
Oh, you went for the skin
This one?
tone ones.
Oh,
I got both. I got two
Good.
sets.
You have the bootlegs, you have actual ones.
One of them is the actual ones. The other one's a bootleg. And
so the actual one is the gray one, right?
no, the black one is the actual one. The flesh tone one is that's the bootleg. Let me tell you how you know the difference.
I don't
The
know. I
flesh
just
tone one
noticed it
falls
just
apart
like
like crazy.
I just noticed it just by looking at it. Yeah.
No, I mean it's good. It's got a lot of movement, but you can't keep it together. You know. Plus, the other one comes with that box at the bottom. Has all kinds of guns and knives and laptops and cell phones and different hands and shit like that goes with it. So, you know, I only use them when I'm really struggling for a pose. You know, but yeah, they work perfect, dude. Yeah.
They have an app, right, where you can have that figurine in your phone, so you can take your pose and just start, you know.
Well, I
with
heard
the
most Marvel artists actually use that app, and they go ahead and trace over it.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing I don't like that much.
Yeah, didn't the DC guys do that? The one who's working on Batman.
Yeah.
That's why
Forgot his
every
name.
fucking artist looks like Greg
What
Land.
what
you know?
happened to the respect of the art? Oh,
There is
Beacon.
one.
Comic shit.
Here's Beacon's model.
That's the one you put your wig on, Beacon. Don't tell me that's the one you draw.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's when he does his cosplay kind of things, right?
Yeah, actually, I made one of these into this thing.
Oh shit!
Oh, cool.
Zombie head Deadpool wearing the skull of Jar Jar Binks.
Damn, now that's art right there, brother.
Oh yeah.
Love it. So yeah, that's why. See, I could never have like somebody do flats for me because it's the way that I work. I try to I have mood and everything already in my head. I normally go I color background first and then characters. A lot of people do all this sectioning off stuff.
Well,
I
that's your
approach it
painting.
differently all the time.
I do that when I paint.
Huh?
I'll do
That's your paint.
background
Back to
first.
front. Warm or cool to warm. Back to front.
Yeah. I mean, recently I've been breaking down Bisley's style a little bit more, and I've realized that he doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't do backgrounds first. He kind of coats the paper with whatever color he's going to use, but usually it's a light color, and then he goes ahead and washes all the skin tones and everything.
It depends, because sometimes he just throws everything fucking black.
Bisley?
Go see that Joker painting.
Well,
yeah.
I think that might be an exception to what he usually does because I watched him draw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
I think for the serious work, he does these really detailed charcoal drawings, and then he goes back and he goes and does this crazy shit to it. But on the a pencil drawing, But
Well, that's another technique in and of itself. Is if you draw in grayscale and you render in grayscale, and then you flat underneath it and set it to multiply, you can actually have your grayscale multiply into your flats, and it's fully rendered. You know, that's another whole
the
other
way he
technique.
paints though is he uses watercolors and goes in. He just lets the color dictate how he's going to paint it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's why he gets these different colors and the artwork and the skin and all kinds of shit like that. And I'm like, and once I started breaking it down, I was like, this is fucking cool. And I move a lot quicker too when I'm doing that, you know, like that He-Man and fucking Beastman shit. Like that was all based off of Bisley's, like a couple of Bisley techniques. Yeah.
That's cool.
I know.
So yeah,
cool.
we were all talking about colors, and me, I was like, we were all mesmerized. Like, oh, we're not talking about Cowboy Bebop. We're talking about colors, huh? Which,
Well,
no,
yeah,
but
but-
it started from talking about colors. I'm just trying to make the segue to the fact that this is why we're so passionate about this shit. It's what made us who we are.
Well, all of the good artists are in CG because they tried to keep us out of the mainstream.
True. That's true.
Right?
That's
It is
true.
100% true. They don't like what we've been doing. You know,
Except for
'cause
Vinny,
they
they've
can't
just been
think-
tracing Vinny's.
They
on.
told me directly in person, dude, that the entire
Yeah.
fucking thing, that they don't want like a superstar artist. They just want like people that can do the job, like illustrator
They
type.
want-
Yeah.
by numbers. That's why it all looks the same. It's all garbage.
I
You
hate,
said it
dude.
too.
Because
I
they
hate
want
the colors
Because
they have
they
now.
don't want the artist to be the main event anymore. They want the IP to be, so fuck the rest. So that's why the stories are shit. Yeah.
That's why you don't have Joe Mad working on X-Men anymore. Or you don't have any, fucking, none of these guys can. They're millionaires anyway, so it doesn't matter because of the '90s boom. But they won't hire anybody that has a Joe Mad style. You
When's
know
the
what I'm
last time
saying?
you've seen Silvestri do a book?
I wasn't a big Silvestri fan.
Maybe not, but the question still
Oh
lies.
no, Silvestri. I am a Silvestri fan. I thought you meant Valentino.
No, the guy from the Darkness.
Yeah, he's badass.
Yeah, he got a great fucking style for what he does. I mean, my brother always used to say it looks like chicken scratch to him. But I went, no, you really got to see what he's been doing now, because he always ups the bar with each project he does.
His technique is kind of like a what is it called? Figure drawing technique. Like he doesn't use a ton of structure. He starts out like you do when you draw figures, when you're in a figure drawing class.
Yeah, it's very loose and fast, and then he just keeps tightening it. There's something very unique and special about what he does. I think it's been a Batman book or something. He's working on something in secret for a number of years.
Yeah, he's working for a Batman Joker story for Black Label, but it's been going for like 5 years, and they announced it last year, and it just fell quiet.
Yeah, no, I think he announced it even before that, and then they said they're going to put it to Black Label.
But
he
you know
had
what happened though, right?
He had 2 eye surgeries as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He had
So-
two
He had
what?
2 eye surgeries.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
Oh,
dude.
He was,
I don't.
he
Yeah, I
was
don't-
losing sight, and one was closing. Yeah.
Him and George Perez. George Perez had something with his diabetes that he lost lost an eye because of it. And with that goes your depth perception. So
yeah,
it becomes an issue at that point.
he's got a lot of health problems from what I remember hearing.
So before we
George
close,
Perez was a fucking trooper, son. Like, he's like, give me all the characters you got. I draw
it's because
them
as
all."
comic artists, we sit on our fucking asses for so many hours a day, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why.
That's why I got this Apple Watch, brother. I got this Apple Watch. It's telling me, it's say, hey, you haven't gotten up in an hour. Get up for 1 minute. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you gotta
you should
close.
do that.
You gotta close the rings. Close the rings,
So you get up
Awesome.
every hour, you do 5 squats, and then you get back in your chair.
dude.
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah,
a
that's what
difference,
you do.
brother.
Nice.
Now, what is this?
Work those calves.
no, you can't tell me that you don't see a little influence in there.
Not
This
the
is- This is my next book. Now, Merc, I'm bringing back my book that I used to publish from 2012 to 2016.
Say the name of the French magazine. Say it.
Zidaranov.
Oh,
Zidara
God, it
9.
is-
I used to publish. It's a Quebec-made type of like heavy metal magazine that we used to have here until they turned full SJW.
Zudarange.
I'm digging a Rose chick. That looks badass.
Yeah,
I
she's,
like it.
she's the queen of the pirates.
I like
in that
the
universe.
character design. I think that's badass.
Thank you. She was originally designed to be to raise money for breast cancer in 2010.
Mhm.
And then I gave her back life when my mom passed away, and I just gave her the name of my mom, and
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It's awesome.
so she's like the big sister of Nat.
That's very cool. That's
This is-
beautiful, Omar.
Thanks. And yeah, and like another fun fact, my stepdad passed away too, and his nickname was Bob, and it's also the dad of Nat. And that was like since 2012.
Nice. I do that sometimes too. Like I
Lots
name
of homages,
characters in
brother.
the book
Yeah,
after friends of mine and stuff like that, and that passed away.
But Nat is Nathan, is my son.
I used to think, like I stopped doing portraits because I used to think like after I do a portrait, somebody dies. Like I did a portrait of like I was in this steampunk group, right? And I was like, which one you want me to do? You want me to do Dell? And Dell was like the head of the steampunk group or somebody else, and everybody was like, do Dell. So I did Dell, and he passed away that night of a massive heart attack. I was like, okay, that was a coincidence. So I went and did my stepdad, and he died of cancer. It was
Hey,
crazy.
Preston, don't you ever fucking draw me ever.
I'm
Yeah,
doing a
that's-
screenshot right now.
I know who not to hire.
That's what.
So
Because I don't want to
anybody-
die.
Anybody want a family portrait?
At least for that.
Damn.
Wow.
don't buy a drawn in tier with him.
Can you draw Hillary Clinton for me?
Yes. Chip
That
in
was the
the.
case.
I'm
I'll
get
sending
that
you
one.
the list
Every
right
politician
now,
ever.
bro.
Yes. Yes.
What if Preston's really a superhero and his superpower is drawing people and
Killing
taking them
people.
out? He's a merc. He's
He's
a
Death
fucking
Note.
bounty hunter.
Yeah, I was gonna say Death Note.
Bounty
Death
hunter.
Note.
His name is
Austin.
Death Sketch.
Mm.
Death Sketch.
Yeah. These sketches, you die.
I am the artist bounty hunter. I will draw you and you will die.
With my yellow pen.
So yeah,
Poison pen.
here's another shot of Nat in a ship. So
So this is going to appear in what is this
CG
going to appear in?
This is gonna appear in CG Jumpstart, and
Nice.
as soon as I'm done fulfilling Blood Hunt, I'm launching a campaign when I'm reprinting all the short stories of all those characters you saw before.
How
That's
old was it?
that's leading to the book
How old was the stories? Like
from 2012 to 2016.
dude, that's fucking old. How many stories you got? Like, is it enough to put a trade together?
Right now they're all short stories, and there's 68 pages in all.
That's a
So
pretty good bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 68 pages, and if we reach the stretch goal, there's going to be an extra short story that's not done yet. So
Are they all in color or is it black and white?
some of them are colors. I'm not going to get them recolored, but I'm getting all of it re-lettered though.
Yeah. Okay.
But
sweet.
I'm not
That's
touching
awesome.
up the colors. There's one of them that's black
Oh,
and
you
white,
bastard.
but the one that's black and white, it's in pencil. Like it
Oh,
was
cool.
published that way. It was drawn like in pencil,
I like
and
that actually.
and I still own all the pages, and they're going to be for sale on the campaign.
Yeah. All right. I'm digging that ship too. It looks like a motorcycle, like
Yeah.
clutch right there. Like,
Yeah, I'm starting to model it in 3D right now because I'm starting to do animation. I'm going back into animation.
nice.
So you're gonna see the scene of him. The ship's gonna be animated in 3D, but look like 2D, and I'm gonna animate the characters in 2D. You're trying to figure out how that's gonna work. You render
should
the
do
3D,
a,
you render the 3D with only outlines, and then you can redraw over everything. You use it as reference.
You should do one of your mercs like with two heads and have it be me and Vinny like arguing with each other constantly.
Dude, I might just fucking do that though. Dude, that is a fucking good idea.
Vinny's not around. He must have left. Otherwise, he'd be chomping at the bit to get a word in on that.
Dude, you gotta do whatever you gotta do. But just remember
He's
be a real
the
brother.
top guy.
He doesn't know what we're talking about. He's going to make a character of us, Vinny.
Sorry, I was going back onto IGG to refund those books.
You didn't do it yet?
Ah, I see it. There it is.
Remember, refund Doc Salem and
Go back to the woods.
Hashtag refund.
Hey guys, I'm only $130 away from one for 10K.
Oh
That's awesome.
shit, dude, guys, back it now.
I got in there today finally. I got in there today finally.
You did.
Hell
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
So back all these books, even with Preston being a little bit of you know, he's a little fagula, but it's all right.
Dude, I love that one.
Damn, he went full Italian with you. I'm sure he did this when he said that too.
You little fagula. That's my gagula.
Wasn't it? They use that in Zohan too, right? The fagala.
No, in Italian it's finocchio.
I thought those were the potato dumplings. Oh no, those are gnocchi.
That's the other one.
Oh, those are
there's two of them. But finocchio is also a vegetable too, so it can go either way.
Aren't you glad you never canceled Blood Hunt when you wanted to?
Dude, I'm so fucking happy that I listened to fucking Raging Golden Eagles fans. like I had some of you guys telling me, and I'm like, I might. Then I have the fans, and I'm like, okay, I will. Wait 3 days.
You just hit 8K or something like that at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hit 8K. Now I'm almost at 10K.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got to do.
Sometimes you got to listen to the fans and your bros, and
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Not all the time.
Okay, you have to listen to them all the time,
Don't
but
be a
you don't have
fagula.
to do what they tell you all the time.
At least have your ears open. That's
Yes.
the bottom line.
Yeah, my wife says you listen, then you take 3 days to think about it, then you take your final decision.
Then he said to put some Vaseline in those ears for a
right.
fagula to come over there and clean them out.
Dude, you gotta chill with that shit. You just come off really, really strange now.
You're creeping up Vinny, dude.
All he does is that 24/7. I'm like, why am I backing this guy's books all the time? Why am I always promoting him?
Well, at least he's not
All he
talking
does is
about
throw me into
hydrogen.
the book.
He wants the boner king.
Yeah, at least he's not
Title,
talking
sorry.
about hydrogen peroxide or bleaching ears after the lube. That goes too far. It's like bleached assholes. It goes too far.
Preston's high T. He wants some high V. What can you do? You know what I'm saying?
That was a parody.
He's
In
low
case there's any dumbasses in the chat, don't do that. That's a terrible idea.
Hell, you fucks. Casey Azawada.
I knew Mikey from OCC was an artist, but I didn't know he was doing comic books now. OCC?
Mikey.
Orange County Choppers.
Oh.
Okay.
Remember that family
Mike.
bikers used to fight with
I
each
see
other?
what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's saying that DJ show is
Mike.
DJ
you'd say
D
Michael
show
Beacon
like
looks
Mike.
exactly like.
Yeah, I thought it was talk about the OC for a second. God, teen angst and crap. It's like, no, God, no.
I
Jesus.
almost worked with those guys, the OCC. We had a couple of projects that I almost went through.
Nice.
Well,
I guess
one of my
what,
other brothers,
t-shirt?
the one who was a sculptor, we're actually, he did a couple of busts of them, and they were going to mount one of them on one of the bikes, but then their manager got involved, and their manager was a giant scumbag. That was right before their big fight, the father and son split. It was right before that.
Oh man.
Yeah, that became a meme.
It became kind of old
it was fucking-
really quick. Like all I did was go back and forth and yell at each other. So I was like, this is kinda
Exactly.
stupid. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what it is. It's like the drama worked for a short time. Drama does not, it can't sustain because drama
Everybody
is
pay
poison.
attention to what he's saying, please.
People,
Because too many
drama,
people are focusing on that right now, and they should be
Yeah.
focusing on comic skate books.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fuck
See, like
the
even
drama.
over here, we're having fun, we're poking fun at each other, but at the end of the day, it's like, back all these books because we really are
fuck you,
all
Vin.
tight. All right. Except for
Okay,
him.
back except him.
Except for him. All right.
Well,
Zim, kick
you
him.
want
He's
to
turning
fuck him
into the
is a
other
different thing there, you know.
Turning into the other
Different.
Preston.
There you go.
Don't you
figured
mute
out how
me.
it works.
His bulb went into his throat.
Okay, let's do it. You're muted.
These guys. You know you can unmute yourselves too.
So yeah, guys, go back
This is a
Xenotype.
blast, dude. You
Go
see?
back Doc Salem. Go back Seven Legions.
Hell
And
yeah.
go back through the woods. And do you still have City of Venus open?
Yes, yes. I sold a couple more today as well.
Yeah, I got that one. I liked it a lot.
And don't forget to go get a dose of that most badass vampire in comics ASAP, because it's almost all lettered, and after that it's print file. So within 2 weeks, it's probably gonna be printing.
Holy shit, that quick?
Nice.
Yeah, my bro is
Hell yeah.
nailing like over 10 page a day in lettering.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's you know, the editor is gonna go through it. Then after that, he's gonna prepare the print file, and we're
Who's the
gonna be
editor?
Steve Dye.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
you know, I didn't mess around. I went to get some you know, professional guy.
And also back Cyborg USA on the colors on that on issue 2 of that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that one closed out, or is it still like he's still got that one in demand, or is it still fun?
He's fulfilling. Yeah, he's still fulfilling. Like yeah, it's still open while he's fulfilling it. So you order it now, you'll get it within days. So
Oh yeah, and for people that don't know, Aaron just shared not too long ago. He still has some copies of Cybershot. You can reach out to him if you want to buy one.
hell yeah, it's a good book. I got it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I worked on
That's
it
awesome.
a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Very good, man.
go back our books and see you all next weekend. And you know, I'm gonna share what's gonna be the subject. It's probably gonna be Trigon versus something. What do you guys think we should put Trigon against doing the poll? Trigon versus what?
I think it was Outlaw Star.
No,
Yeah,
Outlaw
you
Star
know,
was
Star.
already versus Cowboy Bebop.
You want something similar or something
Yeah.
totally different?
Something in the same vein I'm trying to do most of the time.
But what the hell was that? Samurai Champloo?
Oh, there you
Samurai
go.
Shampoo works.
Samurai Champloo.
So Trigon versus Samurai Shampoo.
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 God dang.
Samurai Shampoo.
God damn.
Samurai Champloo.
I
You know,
mean,
that's one series I haven't watched entirely yet. I watched half of it. I need to get
oh,
on it.
good. Finally, a fucking anime I've watched all the way through multiple times that you haven't. Yes, I knew it was there. I knew there was one.
So
I
finally,
enjoyed
one
that
series you finally watch all entirely.
That's right. That's right.
Is that the one series you've watched?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Did y'all see Parasite? Like the
Well, actors do love the Samurai
Mhm.
Shampoo.
Yeah.
So,
Parasite was
yeah,
good.
that makes sense.
Like that.
What about Methwin?
I was going to say, I've seen a lot of parasites. What are we talking about specifically?
Parasites everywhere.
Parasite Eve?
Miller?
Parasite at?
Miller? Done?
Parasite.
Okay. So good night, everyone. See you all next time. And go watch Cowboy Bebop if you haven't, because you're square. Bye.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And go check out my interview with Jet Black.
Hell yeah.
Go.
I
Plug
forgot
it
to put
before
that
I press end broadcast.
Do it.
Do it. Go see his interview now.
Yes.
What's your channel, Vinny?
Any
Yes, and Dirtworms. And Dirtworms, yes.
Okay, so bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.